we're going to come into Asana, which is a forward fold. So left leg onto the thigh. Inhale, extend. Right hand out. And as you exhale, reach over, grab the toes. And with the left arm, bring it up and back to open the chest. Keep breathing. Last breath. And release. Swap sides. Again, foot on thigh. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Left hand, left foot. Arm up. And then reach back. And release. Here we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. And we're going to push ourselves up into downward facing dog. Now here we're gearing up to come into pigeon pose. So we want to take the right leg and the right knee and place it just behind the right wrist. And then just scooch your foot down, making sure, if you just turn here a second, making sure there's one long line here. So we're just staying here. If you're up on your fingerprints, that's fine. So what we want to do here is keep squaring the hips off to the front of the mat. If you feel comfortable and stable in this position, the hands can come to heart center. Keep breathing. If your hands come up, there is quite a low back bend here. So engage the core. Your hands can come up to the sky. If you are still on your fingerprints, you want to go deeper, come down onto the elbows and look forwards. If going deeper is more available to you, bring the hands to the front, drop your forehead to the floor. One more breath here. Gently. Come back up onto your hands. Now here, tuck your toe and just push yourself forward, and then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Give your leg a bit of a stretch. Your right leg should feel considerably different to your left. So here we're going to take the left knee to the left wrist, exactly the same. Scoot your leg down. Make sure it's in one long straight line. Come up onto the fingerprints first. Trying to get this left hip down to the floor. All hands up. You want to come down onto your elbows. Look slightly forward to almost your thumbs, keep your neck long. Send the breath to open the left hip. Or if you want to come down. One last breath here. So just gently come back up onto the fingerprints and scooch that back foot forward, and then meet into downward facing dog. Bring your knees wide on the mat, toes together. Come down onto a long arm, child's pose. So if we come up onto our elbows, we'll bring our knees in, tuck the toes, We're going to come up into dolphin pose, which is basically a downward facing dog on our elbows. So hips to the sky. Let the neck be quite long. Try to flatten out the knees, the legs. Okay. Then come down all the way onto your belly. Bringing the elbows underneath the arms into Sphinx pose, point the legs back. So you want to push into the toes, engage the thighs, lift the knees. 2 more breaths. If it's available to you and you want to, come up and back down with the elbows, and we'll come all the way down. So hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. We're going to push straight up into a plank, and then drop the knees. Walk it forward slightly, and then come up. We're going to come into camel pose now. So much hands on the sacrum. Inhale, push the hips forwards, and come back. And on this one, you can either have your toes tucked or untucked. Engage the core, inhale. To come out, one hand, second hand, and lift. We're going to come down, knees together, feet together. Sit down. I'll be very careful here because it's neutralising the spine, so come down to the elbows and just look forwards. Breathe and send that breath to the base of the spine. If you want to, put your arms by your side, palms facing up. Curl your head in. Coming up onto all fours. Going to sit over onto the top of our mat. Come down onto your back. So brush your heels with the tips of your fingers. And we're going to inhale, push our hands down, lift our hips up into bridge. So squeeze your butt cheeks, push your hips as far as you can to the ceiling. Now here, if you want to, interlace your fingers and just scooch over, come up onto the shoulder blades. Lift the hips even more. Push the knees towards each other. Imagine a block in between your knees, you're holding it there. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Keep breathing. Now here, if you want to, and extend the leg up. And down. And the other one. And down. Release the hands. And just gently roll the spine back down. So here we're going to come into wheel or crab, as most people recognise it. So making sure you can touch the heels with the tips of the fingers. You're going to take the hands up, put them underneath your shoulders, and point them towards your feet. So you have to keep your elbows in as much as possible. So on an inhale, we're just going to push ourselves up. Now if this is too much for you or you don't want to go this far, literally just come back into bridge and hold the bridge pose. But if you want to come into wheel, so in an inhale and exhale and push up. So here, you have to keep the knees coming in towards each other, the heels coming out slightly. And when you're ready, just lower yourself down. Be mindful of the head and neck. And you'll find yourself at bridge pose. See if you can hold this. Put your arms to the back and just gently roll your spine down onto the floor. So here, pick the knees up and just give yourself a little hug looking forwards. Flex the feet, point the toes towards your head. And if you want to here, come into happy baby. Bring your arms on the inside of the feet, legs. Grab the sides of the feet and come up. You want your feet parallel to the ceiling. So as you push up with your feet, you want to pull down with your arms. You want to try and get your thighs parallel to the floor. If you want to, just gently roll here, giving that back a little bit of a massage. And if you want to grab the toes with the peace fingers and extend out. Maybe dropping one or the next. And then coming down, releasing your legs. So here we're going to take the right leg up and cross it over. So cactus the arms, lift the hips an inch or two to the right, and then drop down, looking towards the left. We're going to try and keep the collarbones parallel to the floor and just really give into this pose as we slow our breath down to come into Shavasana. Just twisting out the last. Really melt into the floor here. One last breath. So inhale, look up, lift the knees, recenter your hips and uncross the legs. I'm going to do exactly the same to the other side. So inhale, lift your hips to the left, inhale, and come down. Really give in. Keeping both shoulders to the floor. Okay, look up, inhale, lift the legs, center the hips, drop the legs down and come into corpse pose and Shavasana.